Pistons fans, what's up? It's your boy, man. Want to talk Pistons, man. Detroit Pistons versus 76ers today. They end up falling short by a good 10 points. Joel Embiid actually end up scoring, I believe it was 40 plus today. So, listen, I'm going to cut straight to the chase. Let me bring y'all in closer. The NBA is ruining itself. What I saw today was the most frustrating, boring brand of basketball that I could ever watch. Now, don't get me wrong. Our team has major issues. The biggest issue with our team is shooting. Everybody knows that we need shooters. Everybody except Andre and Blake Griffin, to me, right now can go. Everybody. You probably keep Luke Kennard, but everybody else can go right now. If for us to have Blake and Andre and do this inside-out thing, we have to have people who can knock down shots. And in that case, if you can give me somebody who can shoot the basketball, I'll take it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying trade everybody away. I'm not saying that. But if you can find me someone who's deadly at shooting the basketball, any one of them dudes can go. Flat out. This is the third game that we've had that we lost because we could not knock down shots. Yes, back to the main point, the referees were absolutely trash today. I mean trash. Every single replay that you seen on your screen today from the Detroit Pistons was not a foul. Every single one, all of them, they were not fouled. And it's not just me. You heard the guys on the TV screen. You seen what they've been saying on Twitter. The refs were absolutely trash. And I know a lot of my subscribers agree with that statement because they was on Twitter ranting just like I was. It was absolute garbage today. This foul trouble thing with Andre is 60% his fault. But some of these fouls they calling on Andre, you have to let big man be physical, dude. I mean, come on. How do you not let a center be physical? These two dudes were jockeying for position, and you call an early foul on Dre right away. I mean, it's garbage, bro. It is absolute garbage. You can't stop Joel Embiid. You know why? Because you can't touch him going across the lane. They even talked about that on TV, and it's true. You can't touch nobody. They want you to just let the player go across the lane and do whatever the fuck you want to do. What the hell type of basketball are we watching? This league is becoming absolute garbage. They're creating stars. It's a manufacturing line where they just creating stars now. We don't need you to create stars. We want to let the good players be good on their own. We don't need you blowing the whistles and giving them and ones and taking all the momentum and air out the other team so this guy can just flourish. Because that's what happened with Joel Embiid today. Second half, that Joel Embiid didn't do jack shit. Because you know why? He was in foul trouble just as much as Andre. Andre was able to play some defense against him in the second half. But in the first half, you getting 2 fouls right away, of course Joel Embiid is going to go off. Of course he is. Why would he not? He got Zaza Pachulia checking him. And Zaza gave him a headache at times, but it's not enough. Ben Simmons was there today, and Ben Simmons was absolutely obsolete. You want to know why? Because Stanley Johnson was checking him. Flat out. Simple and plain. Stanley Johnson can't shoot to save his damn life. He's probably the most annoying Piston we have right now because everybody know the kid has talent, but his head gets in his way. He can go. Stanley, he's super young. What is he, like 22? But if you can find somebody who can knock down shots right now, Stanley Johnson can go. Simple and plain. I'm not giving up on Stanley Johnson still. I know everybody hate him. That's everybody. I'm entitled to my opinion just like everybody else. He's still stupid young in the NBA. You gotta. People fail to to realize that this guy came in the NBA at 10. He was 10 years old when he got here. That's pretty much what it was. He was 18, man. So, I mean, 3-4 years go by, seemed like a lifetime, but this dude is only like 22. I think it is 22 or 23, 22, I think it is. So, of course I'm not going to give up on the guy because everybody knows it's mental issues still. They are not developing Stanley Johnson. Stanley Johnson is not developing Stanley Johnson. He gets in his own way. As far as the rest of the guards go, Reggie Jackson, I know some people were saying that he looked like he don't care anymore. Reggie Jackson is not the point guard anymore. Blake Griffin is. Blake Griffin is the point guard. So yes, Reggie Jackson doesn't give a shit anymore. You know why? Remember OKC? He had a problem with his role. That's the Reggie Jackson you see right now. It is time for Reggie to go. And fortunately, he will be going. So be patient in that situation. I can guarantee you Reggie Jackson probably be gone, during that trade deadline period. He'll probably be out of here. Get packaged up with somebody else and gone. Did see some John Lure today. Got a couple of and one layups. Couldn't hit a free throw. Blake couldn't hit a free throw. But yeah, Blake bullied Ben Simmons on the offensive end. Stanley Johnson raked him on the defensive end. Yes, the 76ers are very, very beatable. We came back from 24 points down to 5 points. Yes, they're very beatable, but until you stop going 6 for 29 or something like that in 3-point shooting, you're going to lose those games. The refs did such a terrible job on us in the first half, they had to come back from 24. They were, horrid, dude. It was horrible. But it is what it is. Henry Ellison, softest Doctor's Cotton, but Kyrie Thomas did a good job in the D League. I keep calling it D League. The G League, so stupid to me. The G League, he did pretty good in the G League. Him and Lofton played very well. You look at the numbers from Henry Ellison, if you watch him play, he's still soft as Doctor's Cotton. Getting knocked out the way, just soft. And that's why he in a situation where the Pistons declined his third-year option. So that's nobody but Henry's fault because he decided not to hit the weight room. In order to play in this league, you have to have strength. You have to have some type of strength. This guy looks like a computer nerd out there trying to play basketball. It's ridiculous, bro, how weak this dude is. If I punch him in the chest right now, he'd probably cry. I can guarantee you he probably would. Probably take the air right out of him. But Kyrie Thomas and Lofton were some dogs. Lofton, Kyrie Thomas, you need to move them up. You need to move them up, and you need to send a couple of dudes down. Bruce Brown needs to go down. I'm sorry. I like his little hawkiness at times on defense, but on offense, he is non-existent. He has to go. You need to put him in the D League to work on his scoring ability, attacking the basket, a little bit more better because a few times he did attack the basket, he wasn't able to finish. So, tighten that up and get that 3-point jump shot going, man. Other than that, I like the guy. Defense, energy, he's a little hawk. But I feel like Kyrie Thomas is the guy that you need to have moved up, and you need to move Bruce Brown down. It definitely hurt the fact that we didn't have Bullock and we didn't have Kennard. Bullock is not shooting well right now anyway, but y'all already know how it goes with shooters. When that light turns on, it turns on instantly. And that's usually what happened with him. One of the games somewhere earlier in the season, it just turns on. He is always late, always. He's the black person of 3-point shooting. He always late. So, listen. Yeah, Zach Lofton, Kyrie Thomas, move him up. Reggie Bullock, we got to get him back out there. Don't know how long Kennard is going to be out, man. But we need that shooting. We have to have shooting. Detroit Pistons absolutely have to have shooting in order to get these wins. The Pistons really could won this game, man. They had the momentum. They came back. They was ready to go, and dudes just could not knock down shots. They couldn't knock down shots, man, and it killed us. Wide open shots. Y'all remember the game with Boston? We would have had a 10-point, 15-point lead that game, but we could not hit shots, and it's killing us, man. It is absolutely killing us. And I don't mind, this video 10 minutes in, I don't mind talking on and on right now because, I'm answering all the questions that I'm getting on Twitter and things like that, man. Listen, this is the problem with your team. Shoot the basketball with confidence. That's the thing. When them dudes out there, they trying to decide if they're going to shoot or not when they get the ball. You have to be. I watched Marcus Morris tonight. Oh, man, how much I miss him. I watched Marcus Morris tonight, and every time Marcus Morris knocked down a three, you know what? When they passed him that ball, his hands were ready. His shoulders were square. He was ready to launch that ball. Only person on our team that do that is Langston Galloway. But Langston Galloway is too streaky. He is too streaky. So these other guys, be ready to shoot. Stanley Johnson get the ball. He doing this and stuff. He don't know if he want to shoot it or not because he has zero confidence right now. Glenn Robinson III continues not to be aggressive. He's too athletic not to be aggressive going to the basket, man. The three-point shot is there. But once you start attacking, this is how basketball works for those who never played it. You start attacking that basketball, that rim, three-point shots are going to be available for you. You know why? Because they're going to be so scared of you blowing by them, they're going to give it to you. Glenn Robinson does nothing. He does not go to the rim enough. I know a lot of people like start GR3. That's fine. Start him over Stanley. He better play some defense, though, because that's the only thing that's keeping Stanley in the basketball game. Defense. Wasn't nobody else on this team. Nobody else on this team was going to stop Ben Simmons defensively. Nobody. But Stanley Johnson. I'm sorry. We had defensive players like this before, and we lost them. Y'all remember, I'm not even going to say his name because it's an old wound, and I'm not trying to reopen it. Guys who can play defense. But Stanley has to knock down shots on the other end. He has to use his body a little bit better down there on the post. You can't be losing the ball. This dude was hitting post moves down there, but he was losing the ball. So, focus. This is his problem. But yeah, still early in the season. The Detroit Pistons fan is very, very early in the season still. We are, 2 weeks in? 2 weeks? 2 weeks? 2 weeks and people already gave up on this team? Bro, we could be the Washington Wizards. Washington Wizards is 1-7 right now? But you have to be a goddamn fool to think that they're going to finish, like the team you see right now. They're not. They're going to catch on. They got a new addition to their team. They're going to catch on. Teams that have teams that's, their core is coming back and, they're repeat teams, of course they're going to get off to a faster start. Of course they are. But when you have new pieces, new coaching staff, Blake Griffin just said on live TV on ESPN, when you have new things like that, this is what happens, man. You have to go. You gotta crawl before you walk. Right now, the Pistons is on the floor still right now. But once the shots start to fall, they'll be fine. That's all I'm going to say to y'all. I'm not looking for nobody to come into the comments and tell me or debate with me or whatever. I'm just giving you my opinion on how to fix this basketball team, and it's absolutely shooting. Nobody at practice will be doing anything but shooting the basketball if I'm Dwayne Casey. Everybody will be shooting, because that is your problem. You're actually pretty okay on defense. Offense, shooting. If Blake Griffin is going to play point forward, guess what? People have to shoot the basketball. That's all I got for y'all. I got to go to work, man. Appreciate y'all.